All right, this is Wade on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video, we'll be talking about wage elasticity in reference to labor. All right, now when it comes to your wage elasticity, it has to do with the change in quantity of labor supplied or demanded. Okay, so this will be change in quantity of labor supplied or demanded. Okay, this will be your QD. This will be your QS. All right, and the change in quantity will be delta Q. Okay, so either delta QS or delta QD. All right, and this would be in reference to, so change in quantity of labor supplied or demanded in reference to wages. So in reference to change, in reference to changes in wages. So if you were to write this in an equation, this will be delta QD or delta QS divided by change in wages. Okay, sort of like your price elasticity, except we're subbing in wages over here, okay, rather than price. Now, if you were to draw this on a graph, okay, assuming that this is your wages over here, your vertical axis, and your horizontal axis has to do with quantity. So either quantity demanded or quantity supplied. So when we talk about quantity demanded, it has to do with the demand from the firms or companies or corporations for labor, okay, for workers, okay. And for quantity supplied, we're talking about quantity supplied by workers or laborers in terms of the labor. Okay, so if you were to draw this, suppose this is your supply over here as wages go up, okay, supply of labor goes up, okay, and as wages go down, supply of labor goes down. Okay, and likewise, you have demand, okay, which is inversely proportional as wages go down, okay, demand from firms go up, okay, and as wages go up, demand from firms rather goes down. All right, so we're talking about inversely proportional, and this is what the equation looks like. So let's say you have, okay, wages, okay, this will be inversely proportional to your demand, okay, and wages are directly proportional to your supply. All right, so that would be it in terms of the equation. Okay, now when we talk about elasticity, okay, notice the curve for your supply. This is more of an elastic curve because it's close to that vertical line that we've talked about in the past few videos. And this has to do with infinite inelasticity. This is inelasticity. All right, if it was a horizontal line, let's say the supply, okay, if this was your supply, let's say S1, then in that case, this would be close to the horizontal line, and the horizontal line represents infinite elasticity. And we know that when it comes to infinite elasticity, okay, the quantity demanded or supplied, in this case, quantity supplied, keeps on changing regardless of the wages. Okay, and in terms of your infinite inelasticity, okay, the wages keep on changing. Okay, but the quantity of labor either demanded or supplied does not change. Okay, so we're probably talking about a job such as low skill labor. Okay, now if you do have low skill labor, it's possible that the workers need the job and they're able or willing to work at minimum wages. If the employer does bump the price up to meet the minimum requirements, okay, then it's possible that the workers would be more willing to work. However, okay, the quantity supplied, the supply of labor will stay the same. Okay, which basically means that despite the fact that the employer bumps the price up or down, okay, the labor supplied, okay, by the workers, the quantity of labor supplied by the workers will stay the same because they need the job, they can't afford to lose a job, and they don't have any alternatives. Whereas if labor is elastic, okay, if the supply of labor is elastic, it basically means, and this is especially true of high skilled labor, this basically means that, okay, workers have alternatives, okay, they have options on the table, they have insurance policies, as a result of which, okay, they're able to find something else, okay, if the employer is not willing to pay them a certain amount of wages. All right, so that is inelasticity. Now, when it comes to inelasticity, okay, as you may notice, okay, when the supply curve shifts towards the horizontal line, it becomes more elastic. As the supply curve shifts towards the vertical line, it becomes more inelastic. All right, and that would be it when it comes to wage elasticity. On behalf of We Electronics, this is Obaid. Have yourself a great day.